the fucking chat did pop up. And then record.
Hello.
Penis.
And then...
Hello.
That microphone.
You can't say hello yet, Cali.
No, I can't say hello. You said hello.
We're going to introduce you.
Aww.
We might as
I
well...
wasn't even sure it was live.
Should we check to see if it's working
It's
on
like
our
it came
phone?
up mine saying you're now live.
Pardon?
It came up on my phone saying you're now live.
Yeah, I can see you guys.
Actually, just to make sure, Cali, can you speak?
Hello.
Can you hear Cali? Because that's the
I
new
hope
thing
so.
we've added.
I'm not in the office.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm a
You can
German
hear it.
man.
Okay, awesome.
Fantastic.
All right, okay, we can start then. Okay, so this week, as you've already seen, we got a special guest. As history goes, they might leave halfway through because they do every time we stream games with them. So we'll see if Cali makes it all the way to the end of the podcast. Yeah, welcome, Cali.
Thank you. I'm not quite sure if you just took a dig at me or not.
I did.
Oh, yeah. I don't leave that often halfway through. Like,
It makes enough
When
times
did I
to be
do that?
like, Cali does that,
Wait.
right?
Wait, when did I do that? The last time?
If you join a game and you
Valheim,
don't
was it not?
like it, there's more than once that you nope out and go.
Yeah,
for it.
okay, but it was like,
Leaving the
okay,
game,
okay, I know
It's
what
all
you
about
mean.
when you go on your own, like in Valheim, and just build
Ah,
your
that's
own-
what you mean. Yeah, I don't know. I have a different pace sometimes. I feel like the new people, the new guys.
The new people.
That is true. That is true. Like, especially in survival games, I kind of like just go, "Ooh, what is this?" And then I follow like a row of shinies.
That's true. But yeah, so I got down. Maybe we can talk about some, obviously, Cali stories, I guess, since this is your first time on the podcast. So I don't know if you want to mention at all, like a quick TLDR of like how you're here, how you know SR and whatnot.
Sure, I can do. Jesus Christ, I think it was 2017 actually. I think it has been that long.
I think it was 18.
Hey,
Yeah,
no,
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 no.
yeah, 2018 is when I joined. Like, I have Discord, so I could see that I joined like 2018. But I think I found the like Kai's videos originally, or my friend found it, and I got introduced to Kai by saying like, "Oh, you like World of Warcraft, right? And you like Soviet Wumble," and then I got chucked the videos, and yeah, I think it was the bear one, like the what was it called, the vacuum bear or something?
Vacuum bear,
Yeah.
baby.
I think Vacuum Bear, I think it was. Or something, one of those. And I joined the Discord and I pretty much just, I think I just was mostly just in Stan's stream at the time, like in the beginning. I don't know how many people were streaming back then, actually. I only really remember Stan.
Like,
Was it
Who's
many?
streaming?
Yeah, I think Stan, Sam, and Josh were pretty much the early
Yeah.
ones, right?
around
Thereabouts.
that. Yeah. There was
think
one
so.
other, but
So I was just mostly just hanging around in Stan's stream and, yeah, I don't know. Eventually I just started playing more and more games with Stan. And then eventually with, well, some people were no longer in SR. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I still remember though when you invited me to SR. That night I still remember. When we were playing Among Us and Kaif I think Kaif actually subbed to me because I was streaming as well. He was just like, "Oh, I only sub to SR members." And I didn't get it at first. I was so confused. Because I was just like, what the fuck does he mean? And then I opened Discord and I was like, oh.
Oh, that's cool. That's quite a cool way to let him know.
Yeah.
we've done a few times of giving people the role and then wait and see. And I think that's quite funny.
Wait to see if they notice, yeah.
Yeah, we did it with somebody. Wait, who was after me? Was it Swift?
It might have
Think-
been. But I'm not sure.
Because I think somebody after me, you literally just like chucked him in, and then we just waited for him to say something. We're just waiting to see how long it would take them to notice.
Yeah.
I think it did take Swift a while.
It
Didn't
was a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Now I think. Wait, was that 2020 when I joined this? I think it was, right?
If you were talking about Among Us.
Yeah,
that
it would have
sounds
been
about right.
2020, basically.
Yeah.
If it's Among Us times.
Holy shit, that is actually a long ass time.
It is a long time ago, yeah. Well, I got down as well about some stories. So the only one that really sticks in my mind is obviously when we
God.
first met you in EGX. And basically we went out drinking and all of us were kind of having a quiet drink, but Cali had had a lot more alcohol and you just wanted to go and do your own thing. Like you had no interest. You've traveled from Germany to the UK to come and see us, and then you just wanted to be on your own and you wanted to go and do like your, like, as in like to the point where you wanted to go to another venue and drink on your own, and you're getting drunker and drunker, so we're all trying to friggin' herd you along and try and make sure, like, Cali, you're in the city.
When was when was that? Also,
In
chat
Egypt-
keeps
in
saying apparently I'm very loud. By the way,
Oh, okay, hang on.
in comparison.
Right, sorry. I continue.
Got you, homies.
1 sec, sorry.
Just bear.
I
with
remember
chat.
one night.
Oh
stuff.
my god.
We've not really.
He was red clipping their
Talk now, Cali.
Hello.
That's
Am I better
about-
now, chat?
That should be a bit more equal.
bear
what I
with
can
the
see.
teething pains.
I do remember one night. To be fair, one night I 100% agreed. I think I actually drank nearly an entire vodka bottle on my own that night.
Why?
Because like, okay, so a little bit of background story, right? Like my friends that I drink with are fucking borderline alcoholics, right? So that is like the normal amount I should
So
drink.
he has to be.
So he's like,
No,
I
I don't
gotta
have
do
to.
it
That's
too.
just what I'm used to. It was like that night. Honest to God, though, that night was one of the moments where I realized, yeah, I shouldn't drink anymore. I haven't drank since 2020. I've maybe drank like, I don't know, maybe a dozen times in total in like 3 years or something since Corona started. Like I already drank less through Corona, and then when EGX happened, I basically completely stopped because
Do you
I was
remember,
like,
like-
I don't like myself when I'm drunk.
Do you remember trying to chase a fox?
Yeah, yeah. To be fair, I also did that sober once.
Yeah, but
But, yeah.
that's skipping a part, right? So we were still out at this point. You kept wanting to go off on your own, and it was the night where we watched boxing. Was it? I can't remember. It was
Oh, no.
It's Tyson
No, no, no.
Fury, right?
You told me you were going to bet. You guys told me you were going to take a
No,
nap.
no,
no,
no, no,
listen,
no.
right?
No, does he not jump off the train and go to one of those smoking places?
Yeah, and we
I
had to
went
go
hookah
chase
bar,
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to chase you to be like, Cali, stop going on your own, come back. And I eventually convinced you to be like, look, come back to our place. We're watching a boxing. If you want to carry on drinking, you can just drink in a corner on your own, crack on. We finally got you back there. And like, for however long, it couldn't have
that
been
night I
longer.
was drinking.
Yeah.
That must have been another night. That night I was drinking.
No, it was
'Cause I
the same.
remember-
It was the same night because then you left the place, and then that's when I believe it was Matt who basically had to like go find you, and that's when you were with a fox, like.
Wait, no, that was a completely different night. That was the night where we were at that bar that was directly next to you. You know the bar that was just outside of EGX.
That was the first night.
No, not that
We're
we.
supposed to be there.
I don't know which night. We were one night we were down there, and it was like a bunch of community members were there as well. I remember that because I remember I think it was Muttley and so on, like filling me up with drinks as well. And that was the night where I like got completely wasted and like I didn't realize that the guys were waiting on me, so I was just chasing foxes, walking through London completely drunk. Because the boxing night I wasn't drunk because I got driven to that hookah place because I thought you guys were asleep, and I got driven over there by I ordered myself an Uber. I went in there, realized you guys were actually just at your place chilling, and then I think I left it at like 2 a.m. or something and just walked all the way home because I was too cheap to buy another Uber.
It's
That night I
expensive in
wasn't
London,
drunk.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That
it was
night
a
I
while
wasn't
ago,
drunk.
so it's easy that I maybe have got it
But
mixed up.
that night I was a fucking menace to society, honestly. That night I was an absolute menace to society.
Menace to foxes too.
Wait, that fox, you know when you walk alongside the water at the XL, you have like on the left, you have these like grates where like they have all like the storage rooms basically, like below the XL. That's where the fox was in at some point. And he just stared at me through the grates and I stared back at him. I was just looking at him, I was like, please come out of there. I want to pet you so badly. And we were just, I don't know how long because it felt like so long. I was just sitting there staring at that fox like, I want to pet you. Please come out.
Just a
And then
wild fox
eventually,
that you
like
found.
Cheeky case of
I was
rabies.
just a wild fox.
So
Like, honestly.
yeah, I just the thing I would just went away with is like he's come all this way to see us, and then once he hits a certain level of alcohol, he just runs away. We can't get him back.
If I hit a certain amount of alcohol, I just like I don't think anymore. If I see something, I just do it.
That's fair.
Like it doesn't matter. There's pictures of. There was one time I was in a nightclub, and for some reason I had the idea, oh, I want to squat on this thing in the middle of the dance floor. So I did it. So I jumped onto it completely drunk, squatted on it, and as I was trying to get off, I fell off, and Flegig was with me, and he described it as you basically did like 2 backflips, somehow landed on your ass, got up, and nobody saw it somehow. I don't know. I when I'm drunk, I'm actually like a menace. It's not okay.
Well, do you have any other like stories, maybe SR ones that you want to talk about? It's fine if you don't. And then if not, we can move on to some news.
SR stories. Kinda. I mean, I think most of my SR stories would actually involve, at least the early ones would involve Stan. Like, because in the beginning, I think I was literally just hanging out with you, Stan.
Yeah.
Stan shrugging his shoulders, so I don't know what Stan means by that.
What?
I remember.
Okay,
I
Stan.
remember some things, but that's. I don't know.
I mean, there's so much shit that we like did over the
shoot!
years.
I remember we stayed up and played like Rust at stupid hours, and it's weird because I don't like Rust. Don't know how
You were literally
can-
just hanging out with
I
us.
don't know
Like
how you convinced. Oh no, I remember. You were doing stuff in Rust, and I was just being there social, and I was playing Splatoon on my Switch.
yeah, he was literally just there just to hang out, like to like till the middle of
Why
the night.
why
I
didn't
think
you
it was
just
like
play
2 a.m.
Rust with them?
I don't like Rust.
Yeah, but it's better than playing Splatoon on your Todd, isn't it?
I'll have you know, I enjoyed Splatoon.
Fair
very
enough.
much.
Mate, that's, Stan, I've
Stan
lost
things.
respect for you, mate.
Just normal Stan things.
Fucking
But yeah,
Splatoon, like, what a
honestly,
shit
Glenn,
game.
I think most of the stupid stories I have, I don't think involve SR because we've only met sadly once.
Yeah,
as well, like
that's the
Corona
thing.
and then money issues and so on. So like most of the stupid shit we did was on stream.
That's
like-
fair. All right, well, we can move on into some hopefully funny news. So probably the biggest one this week was IShowSpeed exposing himself doing a live stream. So that did get the hashtag trend in IShowMeat, which I thought was quite funny. And one of the things, probably the funniest for me, was so Rob. I can't remember what game we were playing, but it came up, and Rob was like, "Have you seen it, boys?" And I think you've seen it, Gav, right?
Yeah.
Right. So Rob was convinced that the guy was basically really erect. And
I thought he was in a bit of a chubby, right? Because the way it was like that. It was like it was up like that. I know what Kai's saying. Like when he's jumping up and down, it's
it was
probably like,
flaccid,
up the
mate.
way. What?
Yeah.
It was just flaccid.
so with Kaif basically saying it's flaccid, the only thing I could think is Paul Kate, because basically it just sounds like Rob's never never been able to get an actual
Rob sees a
erection in his
flaccid
life.
cock. He goes, "Oh, that's like mine
To be
erect."
fair, right? Josh literally linked something in the Discord, right? That showed how to measure speed sight by a 6-inch dick. Have you seen it? And it takes and it says from his erect cock, and it puts like, all the cocks up and gets what speed sight is. He's not seen that.
No.
Oh mate, Josh put it in, and it was essentially some guy took a shot of it, like just the cock, put it down from his legs, put the cocks on top of each other, and it's like, oh, speed is actually only like 5'4" or something like that. Have you not seen the video?
No.
What the fuck?
But I'll tell you what, right? I'm glad he's not getting banned because at first, right, I genuinely thought it might have been speed, just being speed, right? But seemingly it's really badly affected his mental health. Like have you seen all?
I mean,
yeah.
like his cock just got exposed to thousands of people.
But you never know. Some people do that for the exposure, do you? Right?
Yeah,
but I genuinely
I
think
mean,
the
he was-
reaction to it is
He was bouncing around and his cock came out like.
because that's why I thought it was a wreck, because a lot of the comments were like, oh my god, you can just tell that Speed's hot for Roxy with that erect cock. Some of the comments were. Because
But how did it actually bounce out? Like, did he not
Boxers.
wear like boxers or anything?
No,
or did he only
the
wear
fly
boxers?
in the boxers, isn't it? The
Yeah,
whole at front.
was he just wearing his underwear then?
Yeah, he does that a lot. Though Speed, doesn't he? He wears,
Okay.
he wears underwear, like.
I guess you are playing a risky game if you're
Yeah, that is
if
a
you're just in
super
your
risky
underwear,
game.
especially if you go ones that have the like pee hole in the front.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they didn't get banned. I think they've already been back streaming, right?
Because there's the whole thing, wasn't it? The fallout's insane, like, because they were talking about how the sidemen deleted him off the charity football match thing and all that.
Yeah, but I
it's
think
actually it's not.
It's unrelated because he's
Yeah.
got health issues.
Yeah, that's what. But the amount of speculation, people going, oh, people are throwing him under the bus, and it was just like they deleted.
That's
it
because people
they-
like to go to the worst possible
Yeah.
reasoning, don't they?
What was up with him recently though? Like, did you see that? Like, it clustered.
Yeah, he's got cluster headaches. I watched like some doctor talking about it, and yeah, swelling is a thing that can happen from it.
Fuck! It looked like I thought he was in a fight. I genuinely thought somebody had layered the shit out of him or something like that, and like his eye was that busting. I seen him in Japan. But did you see the joke he made about KSI? He's like literally in pain. He goes like, it could be worse. I got a forehead like KSI's or something.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Because KSI talked about it in the podcast, like guy's literally dying in the hospital, but somehow managed to say about my forehead. Like,
Did you see his first stream though after he exposed his penis?
I saw. So Sam sent me something saying that the chat were just spamming IShowMeat or something.
They followed him. I think it was Roblox or something. They literally followed him, spamming IShowMeat, 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 and he looked so fucked up. Like he honestly said, he was like, "I'm done with this shit." He looked like he.
I can
didn't
imagine
wanna
that getting
stream
pretty
anymore.
frustrated.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be happy if my cock was on stream and I had to deal with that for like months after.
Yeah, there's no way to remove it.
But
either.
I also wouldn't stream in my boxers. That is
True.
literally asking for it.
whilst shaking your crotch vigorously.
Yeah, because you're just gonna see my meat bashing back and forth in my boxers like.
Oh, okay then. So the other one was, I don't know if you've heard of he was an MMA fighter, Dillian Dallas, who he is supposed to be boxing Logan Paul in October, I think. And obviously they normally do stuff to promote the fight. So one of the things that he's been doing is he's gone back and found many pictures of Logan's current fiance with other men. So at first, when I saw the first one, you're kind of like, oh, whatever, that's dumb. It doesn't really matter because, you're adults. Everyone's had past relationships. Doesn't really matter. But he just keeps finding them with different, like,
I genuinely would love to know how he keeps finding them. It's fucking
There was like a
insane.
dozen of them
Yeah,
as well. Like
it
there was so many.
Do you reckon he's using like AI face recognition to scour the internet for pictures of it?
I thought he must be having help. There's people who think he's got like inside people on Logan Paul's team helping him out.
The thing is though, like there's pictures of her like standing next to guys, and I'm like, that doesn't say anything.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
one of the cameras just went. And Kife's is gone. Yeah, Kife's camera's gone.
All right, one sec.
He would be missed.
put it on
Glenn,
the
you didn't
stand, put it on
charge
me,
him,
put it on
mate.
me while he's
Pardon?
Glenn.
You didn't charge your camera.
Have you seen
technical
the
difficulties, chat.
Glenn, you're on my
Bear
way.
with.
There's one. Have you seen the ones where it's like somebody's throwing a big train with her on the background, like because people have been running trains on her, like she's getting some amount of abuse. By the way, it's insane. It's not just the thing is, it's not just affecting Logan Paul, it's affecting her, like literally getting called out as being a slut, basically, isn't she?
Yeah.
that's
I literally
what's-
like. I see no issue with her having multiple partners.
I don't see an issue with it either. But the problem is the
But people on the internet are
mentality
so,
just
like-
comes through, mate. That's the problem.
I know. It's like people on the internet are so insecure. They're like, oh my god, she's had past relationships. Oh, is it?
I've said this. Yeah, I've said this before, right? If any guy doesn't go over a woman because of her sexual past, it's because they're insecure, that they're not going to satisfy her. I've always maintained
Yeah.
that. I genuinely believe they're
No, it's very
insecure
true.
about themselves. Like,
It is crazy how many celebrities she's been with, though.
no, yeah,
That is
yeah.
wild.
But as long as there were no like she wasn't cheating or anything like
Yeah,
that.
so how did
then,
she get in
like,
touch
who the
with
fuck
him?
cares, like-
Obviously,
I think once
Leonardo
you're in that
DiCaprio,
circle,
that's
though,
easy to get
yeah.
in touch with him. He just loves anyone who's younger than 25.
Yeah.
Do you want me to switch to it, Glenn?
You can try, but it's probably just
Oh,
Oh, zoom me in, baby.
zooming in, baby.
Zoom me in.
Zooming in.
Way!
Nice.
So, I mean, it's plugged in. I've just tried the other wall socket, but I don't know whether.
We've never really used that one before, so I don't know. The cameras can be a bit finicky sometimes.
Extreme close up, mate. Do Wayne's World.
Oh, well, hopefully this. I don't know. Doesn't die again.
You must got a nice spoon that they all like.
I don't know what to do other than
Damn.
try and different.
Sorry, it's just weird, isn't it? Like people getting all.
I mean, who cares? Like, I mean, he also had a bunch of. Didn't he also have a bunch
Oh,
of partners
mate.
in the past?
Logan
Like,
Paul has probably shagged hundreds of women. I don't care what Em's going to tell
That's the
me,
thing. They'll
like,
post like, if people started posting like loads of pictures of like Logan and his past of all these different women, they're probably like, oh yeah, cool, shagger. Like they wouldn't care.
Mouse.
But like the moment like it's a woman with lots of partners, it's like, oh my god, slut.
Oh, it's 100% insecurity, like.
Yeah.
100%, like you can't. Nobody's ever going to convince me any otherwise, like. You know, but the problem is we live in the Andrew Tate mentality and all these podcasts that talk about women's worth on their body count. So
I think the one thing though is like, obviously you might be with someone and you know they've had ex-partners and that's fine. But I mean, I guess Logan can turn Twitter off, right? But I guess seeing pictures of it every day, I think most people eventually it would get to you, right?
But she.
Your camera.
Wait, did Glenn's camera go?
His camera's gone now.
But I don't know, like
Oh.
No, his camera's just gone.
Bruh.
problems with live podcasts. People like we see Glenn's arse cheeks plenty of times. Like I mean, that's ironic coming from me. Like
Sorry about
I
the
can
scuff,
even see the
guys.
voice without delay.
it's.
Soon all Vivi left is my cam. Let's hope not my cam is probably the worst one.
But the thing is, right? I know this Dylan guy's trying to build hype for this fight, right? But what I find mental about it is he's literally just brought somebody in it. It's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's a bit
She's-
snaky.
Yeah, I really.
It is
just
very
to-
snaky.
Yeah. So she's now getting dragged through the mud and getting called out. No matter what, she's going to get slut shame for that. Do you know what I mean? She
Yeah.
literally will because he's decided to use her to get to Logan Paul. The problem is Logan Paul brings it on himself.
Huh.
Logan Paul brings a lot of this on himself because he's. Let's make no mistake, right? Logan Paul is an arsehole. He literally
Okay,
is.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
A dumb question, right? But I keep mixing up like what shitty things has Logan done now, and which shitty thing is Jake that I can't tell
Logan's
him
the
apart
one with
anymore.
the dead body in Japan.
He's-
always
Oh, no,
been-
it was him. I thought it was Jake. Oh,
No, that's Logan.
Okay.
The latest one is his crypto zoo scam,
Yep.
which he still has not paid off, even though he said he would.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
what the fuck?
Yeah, but it's still a problem.
Sure.
I honestly, the only touching point I have with Logan is that I've watched like Sidemen, so I see like like I hear about him every now and then from there, but otherwise I have no idea about the
I
Paul
hate,
brothers
I
at
hate
all.
the fact that he's so good at wrestling. Like he's actually insane at being in the WWE. Like he's like top tier already. Do you know what I mean? He actually is a born entertainer. Yeah, that's the only thing you have to sit and say is the guy's a literal born entertainer for people.
Yeah, still an asshole.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know.
Wait,
Well,
which
look
one
at
of the
the
two did the shitty song? You remember that like very bad song?
Both of them.
Was that was both of them?
The one
Okay.
which was really popular was Jake Paul.
Ah, okay, okay.
What's is it Every Day or something? Every Day, bro.
Yeah, it's every day,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That's what. Yeah, that's Jake. Yeah, that's Jake
That's
Paul.
Jake,
That's
okay,
his
okay.
brother.
Who
Yeah.
was more popular, KSI or Jake Paul's one?
I
don't know,
I
they-
don't know.
Like they constantly did diss tracks about each other, like trying to fuel up an argument online, but it just turned out they were like best buds.
The KSI though is probably maybe less like known than I don't know. It depends. In the UK, KSI is definitely like way more known, but I think internationally he might be less known. But he has, I think, a better reputation compared to Logan Paul
He was in
because he doesn't have that
WrestleMania,
many
wasn't he?
dramas, right?
KSI was in WrestleMania, wasn't he? Was
Yeah.
Logan, yeah. I
For
remember that time
briefly.
he dressed up as like Bottle of Prime.
Yeah.
His class, like he gets dropped on, like.
All right. Well, we'll move on to the first Reddit. Am I an asshole? Kai, do you want to read this one?
Oh my god.
Sure, there's no way
this-
you're gonna read that, is it?
So this one was sent in by one of you guys. I can't remember it. Is it the Tavern at saltraiders.com?
The Tavern at saltraiders.com.
Yeah, if you want to send any in. So yeah, Kai's gonna give
So
this
this is
one
from
a
a
go.
fan. Okay. We'll call her Lana, and I wasn't planning on going back home until Sunday, but since I'd run out of my medicine and I had to drive back home Thursday, by the time I got home, it was around 7 p.m. When I got closer, I heard some noises coming from the house. Thought it was probably just my brother, who's 21. Caleb was watching loudly on TV, as he does a lot. When I got inside, no one was in the living room. Noises sounded like they were coming from my mum, 47's room. At this, oh God. At this point, I went to check it out. Her bedroom door was open enough that I could see shadows, but nothing more. I called out to my mom and heard rustling coming from the room. I opened the door further to reveal Caleb and mum undressed, laying together, looking more shocked than I did somehow. They both frantically tried to explain, but I left as quickly as I could. I wanted to throw up. I couldn't even look at them. They've always had a weirdly close relationship. I'd never imagined this. My mom hated every girl Caleb brought home, and Caleb would constantly make really dirty jokes to and about mom. I grabbed my phone and car keys and walked back out the door. I called Lana and explained everything to her, telling her I couldn't stay in the house with them. And she told me that I couldn't stay with her for the time being. Since I didn't own much, it was pretty easy packing. The whole time, mom was desperately trying to explain herself with Caleb by her side. As I left, I told them that I thought it was disgusting for them to be in that kind of relationship since they're mother and son. I called mom sick, told her she needed mental help, and that I should tell the family what's been happening. Caleb cussed me out, saying I was overreacting. Okay. Since then, I've been staying with Lana. Mom still tried to call, text me sometimes, saying things like, how can I say that to my own mother? Trying to justify her actions by explaining that she just wouldn't understand till I had my own son.
Oh,
That can't be
That's
real.
fucking
That's
grim.
not real.
Threatening if I told
you
anyone I'd regret it. I found out a couple days later that she told the rest of the family I'd run away to do drugs with my girlfriend. My grandmother called me crying, begging me to come back home and start going to rehab. Lana says that I should just stay with her and go no contact, but I just want this whole thing to calm down. So no. Would I be the arsehole if I went no contact with my family? No. I feel like you should probably tell your family what you saw. And even if they call you a crazy drug addict, just leave it like that. And I mean, it sounds like you want to go no contact with your family, so.
Honestly, move to a different continent.
Yeah, I mean, could you really like? Could you stay around people who are having sex with their own family?
Nah.
All I'd say is, welcome to America, people. Secondly,
welcome to Alabama.
it sounds like a 1980s porn fantasy. This guy's writ out. I don't know if this is true. Surely not. Like,
We'll never know.
It sounds too outrageous
sounds
to be
like
true.
Kay Parker coming out in the scene soon. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Oh, you guys don't know who Kay Parker is, do you?
Nah. Is
That's
that from
fine,
the
like.
60s?
That's an 80s porn star. It's fine. It's fine, Glenn.
He's old. Don't worry about it.
I'm old. I don't know what people say. I'm getting grey hair. Like, my balls are getting saggier. Like, I don't know what you want
The
to say.
problem is you're as mentally old as you are old.
I just fucking.
I think you're mentally older than you are old. Actually.
I think it's more because I'm exhausted all the fucking time. Like, I'm just living in glue fucking gaga land. Like, that's not Rob's wet dream. What the fuck? What is this chat all about? Like,
I mean, I mean, we're all.
I don't think there's really much else to say about that one.
can
right?
I just say
Other
that
than
America,
it's outrageous.
America
At least tell
fetishized
your
the porn
family.
of mother and son. America definitely fetishized that with all the porns over the year. So don't fucking
just
come here and tell me that. Like, you know what I mean?
Now.
What are you going to say?
Google's
Sorry,
gonna have some
Stan?
question-
I said, does he have the
question now.
statistics to back
I mean,
that up?
they have got Homelander.
True.
He's got what?
Homelander. He's got some mommy
That's
issues,
true.
haven't he?
Well,
Oh,
you-
honestly, that scene where he sucks like the fingers is that one scarred me. That one honestly scarred me.
There's
Well-
a lot of parts of that show that scarred me.
Yeah.
What are you looking up, Cali?
I'm trying to find because Rob said I was like that sounds like an American thing, you know.
Oh, mate,
I'm trying to
you could
find out
literally-
where it's happening most of the world, but I
Mate,
don't know
literally.
what list I'm on now.
America definitely fetishized mother and fucking sons. Fucking, I'm telling you right now. Like,
What makes you think that?
You mean the whole step?
I swear,
bro
right?
thing,
I'll tell you
but-
what, right? You go into something like bangbros.com, you go into Brazzers, you go into Dog Farts, whatever all the fucking ones are called, right?
Dog farts.
Yeah, there's a one called Dog Farts production company. I know a lot of porn guys, right?
What?
So a lot of them have mum and son shit. I'm telling you right now, like,
And they're
you'd be
all
saying
American
Johnny
companies.
sends fucking like Riley
Yeah,
Reid or
but
some piss like that.
in general now, like that's just the way porn has gone. Like that whole like fake
So
family
it's been
stuff.
last since the 80s, kind of. Like
Huh?
the big, they're like, I'm telling you, right, it's a very American fetish. I'm not even lying when I say it. Like, I'll try to get some stats for the next podcast.
I would appreciate.
All I
stats.
found is
I like-
Kentucky
I
is
like
apparently
numbers.
the inbreeding capital
He's
of the US.
probably not wrong, is he?
Kentucky. Okay.
I don't imagine he's far off.
That's all I could find. That apparently
Definitely
Kentucky
not far
is where
off,
the most
man.
inbreeding
Definitely not
happens.
far off this. I know I'm not.
I don't want it to be baseless. That's all.
You could go on. A woman called Kay Parker and Honey Wilder were the ones that started the
It
fetish.
sounds like it's your fetish.
Like, right.
Why do you know
You
everything
even
so
know
well?
the actor's name.
So if you type in Kay Parker and Honey Wilder, right, and you type in sons, you'll find about 1 million fucking
I
pornos with
am
it.
never ever
I am not
googling that.
doing that.
Self-report.
Hey, I've watched a lot of porn in my life. Like, you know what I mean? What can I say?
Oh, okay. We'll move on to the next one then, because I can't see anyone agree with that.
Alabama. That fucking comment just fucking done me.
Rob, do you want to read this one?
Oh, mate, I'm fucking right.
Have you got the eyes for it?
Oh, do you need me to zoom in?
My eyesight's fine, though. My
Okay.
upstairs neighbour has been having an affair with a married man for about 4 months. I wouldn't care.
Is
but
it you?
because an affair, he comes over at odd hours of the night and they have sex very loudly. Nothing wrong with that. I can hear it a lot, exclamation mark. And it wakes me up, prevents me from sleeping. Get some fucking earplugs. How do I know it's an affair? He's never spent the night and his car has baby car seats. His car has baby car seats in there. Can you scroll up a bit, Glenn?
Yeah.
It's just the cameras in the way. Some backstory. I've had issues with my upstairs neighbour prior to this. She would throw parties on Monday nights. She gets home at 2 a.m. from work pacing her condo. workplace in her condo and having loud phone conversations. She's 40 years old, throwing parties with 20-year-old and having affairs and living like a teenager. I tried to talk her to a normal person about my concerns, but she doesn't care, and I've had to get the association involved to stop the parties. I hate her. So I decided to learn some more about the mystery man. I looked up the license plate, found an address, searched the address and found the name, took the name and did some social media stalking and found the man and his wife profiles. I made a throwaway account, messaged the wife about the affair. I haven't seen him out for a few weeks and I'm sleeping really nicely.
Fucking goddamn.
All right. Do you think that person's an asshole?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
What?
I wouldn't say actually necessarily.
You ever-
I think Facebook stalking people or whatever is fucking creepy. Like, I'm not saying what they were doing was right?
Yeah.
That's fucking creepy. Like, here's the thing, right? Particularly again, America, right, where the swinging scene is probably fucking massive, right? What if they were swingers like? And she just fucking is this person?
Then it doesn't matter.
This person's getting jealous if she's getting laid. That's what
She's
it
not
is
getting
like.
jealous. They want to sleep, bro.
Oh wow, put some fucking earplugs in. People are just having sex.
They're not saying she.
It's a circle of life. You'd be here if it wasn't having people having
Yeah,
sex.
but all right. If it's that loud, you can't sleep. So you woke up 3 a.m.
Put
every
earplugs
morning.
in. Put literal earplugs in.
No, there's noise laws.
That's a really
As a German,
Yeah.
I have to say we
I think
we
that's
like
more
our
for
noise
parties
laws.
and stuff.
That's not okay.
Do you have a lot in Germany? Is it like
Yeah,
after a
we
certain
have-
time you got to be quiet?
It is really weird because it's also during the day, so there's like specific times you can't be loud during. I think it's like 10 to 12 or something,
Yeah.
and then not after I think 10 or something.
Ah,
Like
okay.
we have very specific laws about it, and not on Sundays especially. Like
In general,
yeah,
in the
we-
UK,
we-
I
very
think it's
strict.
like after 10 o'clock. Realistically, you're not supposed to be
I
too
don't like.
noisy.
I don't care about the affair. Like that's like not your business. Literally doesn't matter. But yeah, the partying. Like you can literally be like noise complaint.
I stopped now though. That's what they're saying, is it not? Is the party not stopped because she complained to the association? So now it's just because they're having loud sex.
True, actually, it does say.
I think if
got
they're
the
having loud,
association
se-
to stop the
if they're having
parties.
loud sex, you could probably just put earphones in.
That's what I
Yeah.
think. I
The
think
partying's worse.
No,
than
the part. I agree with that. Part would piss me off, but I think what they're saying is the association got involved. Partying's now stopping. Now it's just really loud sex. That's what she's getting pissed off at. So it sounds like she's getting pissed off. She's not getting laid, and has to have a problem with it and break up.
Why
Is
have
it-
you got to add that spin?
Is it really that though, Rob? Is it?
But it makes sense, doesn't it? Because you'd just put headphones on or something, you know, or put earplugs in or something. So obviously because she's not getting fucking laid, she's fucking jealous. Like,
I mean,
And we don't even know if it is a he or a she.
well, it's he or she, whatever. They're jealous, isn't it?
Are they?
It's not fucking
It
hard.
doesn't
to,
actually
honestly-
say, does it?
it's not hard to fucking masturbate, is
on.
it? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Can somebody move it
Okay,
above Rob
but
and
like-
just have sex like every night, like a fucking animal?
What?
please?
Okay, so Rob, what if they masturbated and were still annoyed by it?
Put earplugs in. Easy fix, innit?
I can't
For
imagine
my-
it's comfy
fuck's
sleeping with
sake.
earplugs.
Mate, your morals are all over the
It
place.
is not
Yeah,
comfortable
sleeping
with
with
earplugs.
earplugs in is
Your
going to be
opinion,
grim.
because you
my
get
opinion.
you can
Of course, it's his opinion.
you can get earplugs that are tailored to exactly you. Like,
But
your
I
ears
still
like.
wouldn't want them in my ears while
Yeah,
sleeping.
no.
I'm not saying that's the right thing to say, but I'm just saying she's obviously fucking jealous. Like, oh, they're jealous, right?
You don't even know if it's a
I
woman.
don't give a shit. They are or he are.
Rob, you're
jealous.
just trying to be the villain, aren't you?
I'm not trying to be the villain, right? I just think, imagine complaining somebody's having noisy sex. That's just fucking stupid. Like,
It depends how long it lasts. If it's 5 minutes, I could get over it. But like, if they're going for an hour,
She didn't say anything though. She didn't complain to the association or anyone because of the noises of sex. She complained because of the parties. Then she decided, because she thought there was an affair, she decided to look it up and then found out, okay, he's the guy who's here is actually married, and then told the wife. Which, I mean, why not?
Yeah, I think no one's going to have sympathy for
The
someone
stalking
cheating,
is
right?
a little bit weird. I give that to
it's
Rob,
definitely
like,
some fucking extreme revenge. But you know, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
Rob, you're wild.
I just call how I think it, and definitely this person's jealous, in my opinion, or there's something fucking
Yeah, but we don't know that, do we?
They
By the
just
way,
want to
I'm
sleep.
just gonna ruin our fucking family. Like, do you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
he ruined his family by
Yes.
having an affair.
Hang on, you can't blame the messenger. Blame the person who was sticking his cock in someone that wasn't his wife.
what about the poor woman who's not getting laid now, Glenn? She's not getting laid now, Glenn.
Maybe
don't
she can
even
find
know
someone who
that.
isn't married then.
Maybe she likes married
Also,
men
she's having
for all
parties
we
with
know,
20-year-olds. All she has to do is do a
Married men,
spready and
maybe
she's all right.
Maybe only married men can satisfy her, Keith. We don't know this,
Oh my
right?
lord.
Actually, now that you mentioned that,
He is just
whoever
playing
sent
with
that
the
in, can you send me the address? For no reason whatsoever.
Fucking showing German meat soon, boys. Like,
All right then. Anyone got anything else about that one? Any other comments?
Rob's mental.
I
Yeah.
wish we had a straw
I
poll in
signed
the
on.
chat. I think chat would agree with me on this one.
I'll put a straw poll in the chat
Rob,
for you.
I was watching
Okay.
chat the entire time you were talking. They were
There
all
was
saying
a
like,
lot
"What
of
the
no's.
fuck?"
There was
Hey,
a
look,
lot
I
of-
don't condone cheating, right? But just jealous the other person's getting laid ridiculous. Like,
They wanted to sleep, Rob.
see, Stan, that's your
Is the
priorities. Sex or
person
sleep. You would pick sleep, wouldn't you?
arsehole?
Rob, I don't sleep well as it is.
Right.
Here's a question, Stan, right? Just let me throw this question out to you, Stan, right? What if you were a furious masturbator, right? And your walls are thin, right? And every time you're having a good chug-a-lug, right? You're all, like that, right? And your neighbours complain you can't have a wank anymore. Would you stop wanking?
There you go, chat. I put it in.
Probably do.
Just wank with a
Yes,
ball
yeah,
gag in your
'cause
mouth.
I
I
can't
don't,
scream
I'm not
anymore.
noisy. I don't know.
Not on this account. I can't. I gotta change account.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's embarrassing, Rob. I don't want to be embarrassed.
Fair. All right, Kaif's just changing accounts. While he's doing that,
Do you remember that time at EGX in Birmingham? No, yours did. We were listening to fucking shit in the room, and it was literally so fucking tamed, but it was going on. We got a fucking knock at the door, tell us to turn our phones down at a hotel.
oh, if it's late, yeah.
Mate, we're just watching like fucking shit on our phone.
That is the good thing though. If you go to cheap hotels,
Oh, it's
nobody
moving,
gives a
Kev,
rat's
it's
ass.
moving. Yes, keep going. Mate, that pie chart is going the other way, like. That pie chart. Get in there. You know it's not right.
It's really not moving.
Come on, boys.
They ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, but the reason the hotels do that, so like Premier Inn, for example, I don't know if they still do this, but they'd have
Like,
a
see, this is
good.
the problem. I voted yes, but I don't even hear the story. That's what Eb said, like, you know.
Ebbs, there's no way you agree with Rob on
Ebbs, you
this.
would not.
Absolutely
You would not
a
agree with
chance.
Rob. He basically like, essentially, this person's having parties at like 3 a.m.
On
and also
Mondays.
having super loud sex with a married man. So they got in contact with the family of the married man, and now it's been nice and quiet, and they're asking, "Am I an arsehole?"
They just wanted to sleep.
And you skip the part where Rob's just being like, oh, the person who reported it is just jealous.
Yeah, he's like, they're jealous because they're not getting any. They're an arsehole.
Rob, do you have like a stake in like a company that produces earplugs or something?
If you told me the Rob was voting for yes, I would have gone for no. Glad. It's like, it's not even close.
Yeah, you guys.
Rob is always wrong, but Rob is literally making sure the buildings in the UK are safe and making sure building controls
maybe
done,
we're
so
fucked.
people won't be dying in fucking fires, boys. So Rob is always fucking right.
I feel-
Always remember,
15% of you in this chat are fucking weird.
or maybe they're just right.
I mean, you could say that she's an asshole for like the whole stalking thing and so on, right? Like, I mean, she literally, it says, like, she didn't just Google the name or something. I think it said somewhere she
Took the
searched
license
for
plate,
fucking license
found his
plate and so on.
information, found the social media, found the wife. Yeah,
That is a
Yeah.
little bit stalkery.
that is
I
a weird
admit
thing to
that.
do. But at the end of the day, if you
It's just
you know if you haven't done anything wrong, then
Why don't we just agree
nothing
this
will come of it.
They're all wrong.
Nah,
No.
They're all arseholes.
nah.
The cheating was especially. one
So
of
there's
the-
arsehole here then?
The guy cheating.
Right, but that's not what the whole thing was about. It's between the
Oh
person
my
making the
God.
noise.
No way, Dougie sent me a link. Inbreeding by country. What the why did you find that?
Okay,
so
what's,
quick?
Right,
who's
what
got the
is it?
highest
What
one? Who's
is
got the
it?
highest one?
Okay. The highest one is actually Pakistan, according to this map.
Okay,
Where
who's next?
Oh, we actually most of the Western countries are all like at the same level. It is only the Southern Europe is a little bit higher, like Italy, Spain, Portugal.
I-
What's like the average percentage for Western Europe?
It's actually under like from 0 to 1%.
That makes sense.
That's not bad.
But there is a difference between inbreeding and then incest fetish.
Yeah, that's not in.
True.
I reckon in America there's probably parts of the South they've not surveyed, to be quite honest, where they find like islands of incest people, if you know what I mean. Like they did that one thing where they browned the whole. Would it surprise you really? Like,
What's America's percentage, Cali? It's probably under 1%, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 0 to 1%. I'm checking right now if I no, there's no.
It's one of those
breakdown
things
between
in
the
science
states.
where they're like, we can't say with 100% certainty,
Yeah.
but
But
There are some people. Bada bow bow bow.
I'm telling you.
I'm surprised though that Italy is so like Italy and Spain are in the rate of what like between 1 to 4% of the population,
Oh my god.
which surprises me compared to like the rest of
That
Europe.
seems
Like
too
Britain,
high.
I
Britain
love
is
it.
0 to 1.
I love the chat, like
Like-
getting sort with Rob's grass and Rob's grass. That's
Wait,
all
that
the
means-
Americans saying that. Like,
Oh, dude, if you walk through Italy, that means that every 100 people you see, about 4 of them are fucking their family.
That can't be real. I feel like that's not right.
I think.
I mean,
I think the percentage is of people who have inbreeding ties. I don't think it would be people that are
Yeah.
still currently doing it. Like how, for instance, the
Let me check.
monarchs. In
Okay,
England.
inbred
Also
baby,
didn't-
inbred baby.
Yeah.
Closer than
I
second.
never,
More
by the way,
like that.
I
than-
never
yeah.
said anything about the actual incest. I want to point out it was porn. When I was actually pointing out before the chat saying I'm the one that's wrong. I'm literally taking the
Iceland has
piss,
no
right?
data. Whoever asked Iceland.
I can't
Here's
imagine
the thing,
Iceland wouldn't be high. They're really strict about it.
Here's the thing, right? This is why I always think, do you know how the Bible is complete bullshit, right? In my head, right? It's because you know they talk about Adam and Eve being the start, like
Yeah, it would be
so
huge
we'd all
incest.
be in fucking bread then, wouldn't we? Like,
Yeah.
so that's how that doesn't make any fucking sense.
You weren't tipped off by the woman who miraculously had a child without getting fucked.
Oh mate, I just fucking. That's what I mean. You've seen like the fucking creationists fucking trying to argue with scientists, and they're like, "Oh yes, we could tell the Earth's 5,000 years ago because dinosaurs could have fucking been in this period here. Like, do you know what I mean? We could have been here. Adam and Eve fucked each other and made 5 kids that all fucked each other, but we're all okay, you know."
Like, if anyone's seen the Doctor Stone anime, that was one of my biggest issues of it. I was like, they came from 4
Could-
people.
Could you diverse right? So there was like 8 survivors in Doctor Stone, wasn't there? Something roughly like that.
No, there was 4 astronauts.
right 4 astronauts, and there was that singer woman, wasn't there?
She was one of the astronauts. Yeah.
Right. So, I don't know if there were 8. Could you do some kind of selective breeding to make sure that pool?
I can't remember if it was
Not
4 or
enough.
6, but
No,
no.
not enough. What,
Over 1,000 years, not a chance.
Not enough.
right. Okay,
You'd be fine.
6
for a
survivors,
little
okay.
bit, and then you wouldn't be.
that's fair.
Okay. All right, should we move on to the next one?
Sure.
All right.
I'm just pointing out so like the 4th
I'll
podcast.
bear
we
with
talked about
chat.
incest, like.
I'll attempt to read this one. This feels ridiculous to post, but I, a 24 female, I've been with my partner, 30 male, for almost 2 years, and we just moved in together about 4 months ago. Lately, he's been getting really frustrated with me because he says I fart too much at home, and it disgusts him. I tend to fart a few times a night, and he gets super grumpy and has accused me for doing it on purpose. I'm not. He says, you don't need to push it out. We just got into a big argument about it tonight because I farted in the kitchen on accident. I'm extremely fed up with him treating me like what I'm doing is unnatural and always telling me I need to be more ladylike. I feel like I should be able to fart in my own home without judgment. I told him I was sick and tired of his attitude and acting like I'm some sort of freak for doing something that everyone does. We are now currently in separate rooms, not speaking because of the fight. Am I crazy for thinking farting is normal?
So-
I mean,
Okay.
Farting is
Clive,
normal.
Can you make a straw poll for that?
I
Because
will make a
wanna
straw
see
poll.
how
I'll make a
many-
straw poll about that. But
Okay,
my
okay.
opinion is farting is completely normal,
yeah.
but it's also not nice to fart in someone's vicinity, especially if it smells. Also, what's going on that your farts are slipping out of you?
But it does happen, doesn't it? Sometimes if you go in a certain position or move in a certain way, it can just happen.
It's true.
No, it's true. Honestly, it's true, Keith. It may not be for you, but
Like-
some people it does.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
because sometimes like I gotta pick up something out and I like a sneaker, you know.
Yeah.
But
Mate, there's been a few times where you've heard one from me on stream, and those have been ones where I'm like, I didn't want that to go out.
I think the biggest thing is that your partner told you to be more ladylike. That's a big old red flag for me. That is.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, we don't know because there's no more context, but it does feel like there's others. That's a sign for saying he's terrible. But like, sorry, Ev's just commented.
I
but-
know, mate. I'm just
Well, I
like,
saw
I was
them.
ready. Kev just said,
Sorry.
like, she huffing Keith's farts, like. Is that
The
what she
farts
just
are
said? there,
nasty.
like?
Yeah.
I have no doubt, Ebs. I have no doubt.
But
You still can't smell, right?
yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
I sort
though,
of
right?
can.
It's
Honestly,
the
I could
natural
see
part.
Abs just having a farting contest with you. Don't know why.
If you're gonna live with someone, like you're gonna hear them
gonna-
fart, right?
Yeah,
gonna-
it's one of
just
those
how it
things.
is.
Like if they don't like farting, try to sort of not do it around them, but at the same time, you're not really in the wrong for farting. I
mean, it might just be something medical as well that she can't like properly like hold them in. I
It's a
guess.
fart,
And it is
man. Wow.
it is bad for you to hold in your farts as well.
Your pot.
Yeah, or just I mean,
Yeah.
did you produce so much gas in general?
If she was farting in his face on purpose or doing weird farts, right, I'd be like, fair enough, right? The fact that she just farting
kicking
normally,
him,
like,
like.
do you know what I mean? But do you know what I mean? Like, it's the most ridiculous guy's obviously insecure about getting fucking. He thinks this guy doesn't think
He doesn't think it's ladylike.
Yeah,
I know. it is.
that's what it is like, and
It's
women should
wild.
hide it.
But at the same time, like, you probably don't want to smell it as well. You get me?
Yeah, but
But I'm going to go ahead and say that guy's being a fucking tit.
Right, we'll check on the straw poll. I'd be very surprised if this isn't what we said.
I mean, like even I don't get why would you get
Chat,
angry at somebody?
how are you more
farting?
unified on a woman farting than you are the cheating one?
I think it's because they were playing up to Rob. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to like troll Rob.
mate,
There's no
there
other
was a
way.
guy that said there was a guy in that comment after I said it. Rob's a 30-year-old guy. Get a grip, mate. I have got a grip. I've got a family. Got a good job. You know
And a
what
grip
you're
on his
doing?
cock.
Touching your little fucking dick, mate.
Rob, you're
That's not my
Rob,
fucking
Rob,
problem.
you're fighting chat again.
I know.
The smell travels up.
Okay,
More
so
shit, we love you.
we've also got some stories.
Holy shit.
We have been sent a fan one, but it's really long, so I'll leave that to the end, right? So the first story is called The Zombie Officer. Do you want to read that one, Kaif?
Sure. I was once in a US military ship having breakfast in the wardroom, officer lounge. When the operations officer walks in, this guy was the definition of not a morning person. He's still half asleep, bleary-eyed, basically a zombie with a bagel. He sits down across from me to eat his bagel and is just barely conscious. My back is to the outboard side of the ship, and the morning sun is blazing in one of the portholes, putting a big, bright-ass circle of light right in his barely conscious face. He's squinting and chewing and basically just remembering how to be alive for today. It's painful to watch. But then Zombie Ops stops chewing, slowly picks up the phone and dials the bridge. In his well-known "I'm still totally asleep" voice, he says, "Hey, it's Ops. Could you shift our bar pat? Yeah, 165, thanks." And puts the phone down, and then he just sits there squinting, waiting. And then ever so slightly, I realize that big blazing spot of sun has begun to slide off the zombie's face and onto the wall behind him. After a moment, it clears his face and he blinks slowly a few times, and the brilliant beauty of what I've just witnessed begins to overwhelm me. By ordering the bridge to adjust the ship's back and forth patrol by about 15 degrees, he's changed our course just enough to reposition the sun off of his face. He's literally just redirected thousands of tons of steel and hundreds of people so that he can get the sun out of his eyes while he eats a bagel. I am in awe. He slowly picks up his bagel, and for a moment, I'm terrified at the thought that his own genius may escape him, that he may never appreciate the epic brilliance of his laziness, since he's not going to wake up for another hour. But between his next bites, he pauses, looks at me, and gives me the faintest sly grin before returning to gnaw slowly on his zombie bagel.
Oh, that's class, by the way.
That is class.
That is
It is really
actually
good,
class,
isn't
like.
Yeah, so this is, I did see a few in chat say they've read it. So this is like one of the like most upvoted stories on Reddit, like a fan favorite basically. But I just thought it was really good. It was really good.
I'd heard
The
that one
idea
before.
of being like that lazy, like not even just moving your chair or something.
He's like, could I move? Nah, I'll move everything around me.
If you could, you would, right?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Definitely took more effort to pick up that phone though, didn't it?
Possibly. Have you guys got any stories where you can remember you were like disgustingly lazy? Like you did something for which you're not proud of because you were just so tired and you couldn't be asked.
Nah,
I
not off
suppose
the
it's
top of my
hard
head.
off the top of your head, like.
You probably have done something you just can't remember. Let's be
Yeah.
real. We've all had down moments. I'm trying to think of any. I remember Mum used to have crackers with me, like. Do you ever remember those? Do you ever remember those power keys you used to get if you grew up poor? Do you know what I'm talking about, King?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So you just get
That's
power
not growing
keys.
up, poor thing.
What? Well, yeah, because they target the people who can't afford it.
The
They
pay as
give
you go.
them more.
Man, I had to use one of them about 2-3 years ago, and it's like the most annoying thing.
So what
Like if it
about-
run out and your PC turns off.
Yeah. So I remember this is how epic lazy mum is. It's Saturday morning. I'd worked all week, right? I was 18 because I was doing uni and I was working full time as well. And I was like 18, 19, right? And then the power goes out at like 9 in the morning. I'd been out till like 3 in the night because I used to do something called bowling. So I'd get drunk and I was pissed, right? And the power went out at like 10 o'clock, right? And my mum, being the lazy prick that she is, she's like, I'm too fucking old to fucking walk around the shop. Made sure I got out of bed, right? And made me go around and get the power key. But I said no, and I was arguing with her, and she was literally throwing all my stuff out the windows and stuff like that to make me get up to pick up so they wouldn't blow away. So I'd get up and go and get them to get the power key for her. And I always thought that was fucking lazy bitch. Like
That definitely took more effort to do that.
No, but to be fair, it was a 15-20 minute walk, right? That's why she didn't want to fucking do it. Like she's a heavy fucking smoker and everything at the time, right? So she made me go and get the power key because she never had power. And it still to this day pisses me off. Like, still pisses me off. She's dead and it still pisses me off. Like, it still pisses me off. Like,
Wait, do you ever have to put like your alarm in the morning? Like, did you ever have to put it like away from your bed so you actually get up to press the alarm?
Yeah.
I used to. Now I just kind of like once I wake up now I can't sleep. Which is really annoying.
I did put it far away, and then shortly after trying that, it worked.
You're like, that's too annoying.
And then it didn't. And then I found myself still waking up.
I
late.
broke my
Wow.
alarm
I
clock.
turn it off.
No, I actually like if I wake up now I can't go back to sleep, which is really bad if I've had like 5 hours sleep. That's it. I'm up.
but
It
it's
worked for
some-
me for like a month before I threw a PlayStation 3 controller at the alarm clock because I couldn't be asked to get up after a night of drinking.
Nailed it.
That's fair enough.
The PlayStation controller is fairly sturdy, to be fair. He survived without a problem. The alarm clock didn't.
Rob
not like
still
a Switch
managed to break
controller, is
one.
it?
What was that?
You broke a PS3 controller, right? Oh no, well, PS4
PS5.
or 5 or whatever the new one is.
I broke what from throwing it, yeah.
I think you broke the one in the office, right?
Playing Cuphead, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Wait, recently?
That was like a year
When it
ago,
opened.
Yeah. I broke a monitor because it fell off the chair. Remember
Have you
that?
ever broke something out of rage, though, Rob?
Yeah.
Like a controller or
There's
something?
one time, right, and it made me stop playing FIFA because of it. Or was it Tiger Woods Golf? I can't remember. And it was the one lesson I learned, right, really badly. And I was playing, I think it was Tiger Woods Golf, right? And I missed a birdie. And I remember...
Holy, can you say that
Right,
again?
I missed a
please?
birthday, right? And
Birdie.
I was like 19, 20 at the time, and I just bought a brand new TV, right, for like £400 or £500. And that time, that was half my wages, right? I remember missing. I've thrown the controller, right? And instead of like throwing it down the way, and Joe, because the PS5 controllers had the handle come down, it spun and hit the TV. About a
Ouch.
couple of days, and it had a massive smash. Mum actually went back and got me back and said, "Oh, we opened up and it was broken. I got a free TV again." But I got away with it. But that made me stop playing games that made like sports games are the worst for rage.
So instead of
reminds me-
like working on your rage, you're like, I'm gonna stop playing games that make me rage.
Well, sports. You're not a sports like fan. You never played like FIFA or any kind of sports game.
I did like 10 years ago. I used to play them.
So Tiger Woods Golf was one of my pet peeves because like it's like
That
you have
one's
to do
weird to me.
right because so Tiger Woods Golf, right. In golf games, you got to do 4 days essentially, right, or to win a tournament, right? And I was on like the 4th day tournament, and I was like, and I tried to win like the major or something, and I missed the birdie. And you can't exactly just reset. You have to reset the whole round, which takes about an hour to do, as well. If you know what I mean. So yeah, I lost my temper and I threw my control. That's why I don't ever played Tiger Woods Golf since then.
That does sound annoying.
I think to an extent, him not playing those games is working on his anger. To an extent.
There's some games
For a
without
step,
anger.
I guess.
Like Mario Party just makes me fucking angry. Like,
You play that a lot.
You threw a controller in that.
cause you cheated.
Let's be honest, Rob. People love seeing you angry, though.
Why do people ever see me angry? Like, it's just
Funny,
I
it
don't
is
know.
funny.
It's funny as fuck.
Like
is
Rob,
funny.
when I did the clips, right? Like half of your clips were just people trying to troll the ever living crap out of you.
I don't know why my viewers have this tendency to be the viewers, right? That fucking just hate, fucking love to just shit on me, like properly shit on me. But I'll tell you the worst thing I've ever done recently was that fucking jumping game we did today. I quit it on it again.
I saw you quit and uninstalled.
Mate, I just can't deal with the grabbing in that game. I still to this day want to punch a developer.
Rob,
in
me
the
and
face.
Stan did it.
I know, and I honestly praise you for it, right?
We're better than you.
Your persistence at that game, you were better than me, but Jump King, you guys are shite. But here's the thing, right? I don't mind playing games that are janky, whatever, right? And you guys cannot sit and say in that night, the amount of times they grab that thing easily and you do exactly the same jump, in exactly the same position the guy wasn't grabbing. That's not good game. That's not good game design. You just have to persevere. I would say that game was about 90% skill and 10% luck. If I was going to, because luck, you just had to have the luck for it to grip, in my opinion.
I found so after me and Stan played for like 6 or 7 hours, we didn't tend to have those issues anymore until the rocks. The rocks were just shaped so weirdly and didn't have like proper edges to them that it was something you could jump against and fall.
The block.
But we found a dumpster skip for it, which was class. But we're just built different. We're just
I know
better.
Charlie in the chat, like, they're going to talk about Rob as a rock and excuse factor. And I just think I'm not. People are better than the game. That game to me was quite buggy. I just genuinely felt it was. I mean, Glenn was doing skips for the half thing, so the game is a bug fest, isn't it? Whereas like something like Only Up kept getting refined, and I think MD could complete Only Up now because the gripping issue wasn't an issue. Because
I don't think it's a gripping issue. I think it's an object issue.
Yeah, because
I
somebody was
thought you
talking
were going to
about.
say skill issue. I was hoping you would say
There's
skill
no,
issue.
there's no skill
It is
issue
also skill
because
issue.
the hit. Somebody did bring us up in chat. For example, the windmills in that game was a prime example about they never changed the hitbox mechanics. The hitbox mechanics was rectangular, if you know what I mean, as opposed to being like.
Yeah, so I mean,
blades.
it was the problem was with the objects, like those pigs that you failed on before you uninstalled. Have a shit hitbox to grab onto.
Yeah.
Like you can't trust it. Because I'm pretty sure the climber mechanic is the exact same as Only Ups now.
Yeah, I think so, but I still personally feel Only Up's mechanics and gripping were better. I know what you're saying about the objects. I still felt there was things when I was playing that game where you can speedrun up to a certain point, and then the objects, they just make it purposely harder and harder once you get up, if you know what I mean. I felt the gripping got harder and harder as you went up.
I think
The
I'm
dustbins were
pretty sure
bullshit.
he's stolen it from Only Up. That's why I think it's the exact same.
But I feel like it's like the way that feels was the people remember playing Only Up before the update. That's how it feels, because Only Up before the major update when you guys started playing it was the gripping mechanic was like that.
Yeah, so I think Only Up came out, he immediately stole the game, worked on that, and obviously, because when it comes to game dev and changing stuff is a bit hard, but then once he had finished the game, he probably, and released it and started making money, then he stole the newer animations and mechanics.
Yeah, because the other thing I didn't like about it was the dustbin mechanics were weird. You could hit it perfectly, and then you're either going to end up short, like that bit up at the play area. Like I always felt you've got to hit it either bang on. There was a weird jump mechanic.
We discovered the dumpsters. Some of them send you one way and one way only. That's why it was like it felt weird, and you just kind of had to let the dumpsters take you where they wanted you.
Yeah.
There's one right at the end. You can skip like the end. It's like 3 dumpsters in a row. If you jump into the dumpster, it fires you downwards. It's literally like a last minute troll.
Oh, that's fucking buzzing.
Cali,
Yep.
you can see the word file, right?
Yep.
Do you want to try and read the next one? So
the one
this
labeled
is,
Dirty Talk.
Yeah, so this is another like famous Reddit story. So Cali's gonna give this one a crack.
All right. Not me, but an old friend of mine. Really quiet, soft-spoken, polite guy, a total gentleman, and a graduate student in the liberal arts. Also pretty inexperienced, tentative, and vanilla sexually. He's dating this really cool girl for maybe 2 months. She's much kinkier in bed. She floats the idea of dirty talk and apparently likes to be objectified from time to time. He's hesitant, but wants to please her and doesn't dismiss the idea outright. Changes the subject and figures that they'll revisit the idea another time. Anyway, they have sex a few days later for the first time since their conversation. Really going at it doggy style. And she tells him to dirty talk to her. He says that he can't think of anything to say, so he says nothing, and then she repeats the request, but a second time she's not fucking requesting, but demanding it. He comes up with, yeah, you like that, you fucking griffin. He's never struck me as one for embellishment, so I believe him. He said that was it for sex that night, although they're still together for 2 years on now.
What a way to dirty talk.
Yeah. Well, that's just. I don't know if some people might get this a bit more, but I had to change that last term. So it's, yeah. So if you've watched Kai for like a very long time, that sentence might have a bit more meaning to you. We can't say the original. We can't say the original meaning on stream. So yeah, like I said,
let me find the video so I can link it to the people.
I
didn't
realize
realize.
to anyone else here, we'd like that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But
So people in chat going, oh.
Yeah. So
I was like, well,
Yeah.
we'd
I
call
thought
somebody.
he actually
Oh,
went Griffin. I was like,
No.
wait,
So
Griffin. Like, I had to laugh because it was so random.
all right, the video is still up, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay. I think Cali's gonna link it. So
Is
if
it
you
the snapping? Is that the
and
right
I mean,
one?
like, you know, when people like bring
Yeah,
up,
that one.
some people bring up my old videos and they're like, oh, you need to delete this because you said that stuff. I'm like, No, that's evidence I've grown over the years.
Yeah, it literally shows you've changed. Yeah, so Cali's gonna link it if you want some more context, but I don't know, has anyone got anything to say about that one? I mean,
It's funny.
it is just funny,
We
right?
talk about that, like sex and stuff. People just don't like dirty talking. Some people do. It's like weird as fuck. Like,
I'm gonna be
she won't
honest.
do it again, will she? Like, she won't ask me to do it again.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's not obviously good at it. Like,
If someone put me on the spot,
No,
I'd
that
be
should be the
I'd
right
be
video.
useless.
it's like the In-Betweeners episode. Remember the In-Betweeners episode where I'm gonna fuck your
Oh, yeah,
fucking
right in the
fanny
beginning.
or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
God, that show is fucking cringy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was. It's, you look back and then go, why did I laugh at half the shit?
Yeah, I don't know if I could sit there and watch it now, thinking back.
I feel the same. See the whole thing with the guy from the guy who played Jay Buswanker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his whole life now. Literally, people pay him to just say Buswanker in one of those. Do you know the thing you pay for like, a cameo? Yeah.
I mean, he
makes
does
shit
do other
for-
stuff.
Yeah, but mostly it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna. He pretends to be Jay all the time. That's what he's known for. All his life he'll be known as Jay from the In-Betweeners.
You still got the haircut as well.
I know.
Yeah.
I really dislike the haircut.
But I mean, if it's gonna carry on and make you income for the,
I mean,
so yeah,
100%.
why wouldn't you, right?
But the fact, yeah, because he streams, doesn't he? He streams on Twitch.
Yeah, not as often as
Yeah,
before, but he
completed
also
it, mate, or
does
something it's called, innit?
has like a vlog channel as well. But yeah, so I thought that one was quite funny, but yeah, it's not something that I'd be able to do, especially on the spot, like. But yeah, as Rob said, they're definitely not going to ask him to do it again. Okay.
That honestly, though, I thought you actually meant Griffin. I was already like, this is so random, white Griffin. But that is even worse.
Yeah, exactly. It's
How is that the first thing that comes to mind?
I have no idea. But yeah, I think you don't see a link. You couldn't find it, right, Cali? Or you weren't sure?
No, I put it in. It's made. Wait.
Oh, you can't
Am I
post
allowed
links.
to put links?
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Okay.
Only the channel
That's-
owner can post links.
Oh wait.
Oh,
Can
right,
mods not
okay.
do either?
There you go. I just DM'd it to Gav.
I
Okay.
think mods can. No,
okay,
actually, I'm
okay.
really not sure.
I think mods can. No.
Oh my
Never
God,
mind.
Kaif.
I was gonna
Look
say
at-
because
look
we
at
had
your DMs.
the bot stuff, but then we ended up using.
This is
it
what
to
Matt
other
just sent me to
places.
read out. I hate this fucking man so much.
Oh, it's Matt. You've got to put it on like.
Well,
No.
let Kaif be the judge first, just in case it's bad.
Gav, you remember that one, don't you?
Yeah.
That sounds like a yeah. We're not reading that out.
No.
I'd feel bad for the person.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Oh, come on. I'll read it.
It was a moderator request, and he posted it publicly, so people berated him publicly.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember.
I'd feel bad.
All right, we got another
Right
story,
there.
Right there.
another very popular one on Reddit. Do you want to try Stan, or
I can't read from this.
you can't see it?
I seen this one the other night on during TikTok, so I
Yeah.
don't really read it. Like,
All right, Rob's volunteering for this one.
my sister laid a huge turd in the toilet. She couldn't get it to flush, so she just casually strolls into the kitchen with me and my buddy. Well, me and my buddy are watching Friday night videos and grabs a pocket knife from the junk drawer. Goes back towards the bathroom.
Oh, no.
My buddy is he? What the f are you? What the f you need a knife for? So she says the toilet won't flush. The dad hears this, jumps up and runs down to the bathroom and screams, who the shit this turd? That's how it reads.
Yeah.
Who the shit this turd? I just farted.
Good thing I'm not in the office.
Oh, for fuck, that's gonna stink as well.
I guess Rob was the line where he said some people it just slips out of them.
So please say something.
Rob
Rob pick up
reads
the
about his shit.
microphone. Which brings mum into the bathroom. She freaks out. Now all five of us are in the front room in admiration of this magnificent turd. The dad asks, "What is the knife for?" And her sister goes, "It's what I used to cut them." Yeah, that's what she said. It was silent until her mum asked how long she'd been cutting turds with the knife. I am dying. My friend is in tears. Well, since we're all in here, I guess the secret is out. So I get massive turds on my period, mum. what? So for about 6 years, Mum, she goes to leave and her dad grabs her and says, cut the cheese, sweet pea. Cut the cheese, sweet peas. Sweet pea. And that's your knife now. That's it. I can't breathe. I am laughing so hard. She is in tears. Her mum is mortified that her dad was trying to be supportive. My buddy and I are being total jackasses. Her dad pulls us out for it to kick the shit out of the word of Sir Turdy of Bummer Town gets out of the house. Bummer Town. We never said a word outside of the house, but we were brutal to her at our home.
Wow.
Bro, I had massive fucking shits, but I never had to cut them with a knife. Like, never in my life was my shit so bad.
I can't imagine ever dropping a shit that is so thick that it will not flush. That is insane.
I can't. Can you imagine your asshole after that? Like, because like,
It's not that bad.
is that right? How Stan's out speaking from experience?
Wait, man. Oh, chat, I wish you could see Stan's face.
Oh my god!
His
Stan.
expression
Wait,
is
Stan, have you
amazing.
dropped the shit so big you couldn't flush?
Yeah, I've had to stick the hand and move it.
No way! You just said that.
I wrapped my hand in a wipe.
Yeah, please don't touch the shit.
Well, the alternative is the toilet doesn't flush.
Like, I can't stand cat.
Dad, do you not have like the gloves at home for cleaning?
Gloves are clean.
Oh my god, third cat 1, 2, 3.
Mate, it's-
I can't believe it.
You know, it's really
Oh my
not
God.
that bad to clean your hands.
How recent is this?
How recent? I think, to be completely honest, I think the pipes at my home were quite small, so it's not in a long time. Not in a long time.
Didn't you just
Glenn
put on
was
like
the
a
one to
pair of
strike
like
office toilets.
rubber gloves?
Do what every
I
other
wrap
person
my
does.
hand.
Yeah.
I don't get anything on my hand. Bear in mind.
You
I
get
wrap
toilet water on your hand, Stan. You get toilet water on your hand. It's full of shit particles.
I don't not
Can we
wash
just
my
It's
say-
not
hands.
going to be
How
that bad
cursed-
if you got
man, it's
paper,
fucking
is it?
disgusting. I am mortified. What if it gets under your nails? What if it gets it? What if bacteria?
That's why he
what if it
washes
doesn't
his
clean it?
hands
What if it doesn't clean the bacteria? Oh my god.
Bro,
That's why he
I'm a
washes his
hygiene
hands,
freak.
Rob.
I
Yeah.
wash my hands.
You still
very
wash your
Oh my
hands
god,
after.
mate. You just keep flushing and flushing. If not, get a bucket and just full of water down, push it down. Like, it's not.
What
It
is
depends.
It with SR and the
Was it a
weird
really
toilet
big
stories?
shit?
It's pretty big.
What the fuck?
Like, can you like so in terms of width? Can you show me with your hands?
Oh, it's hard to tell because the reason that it gets stuck is like it compresses on like the tube to go up. So you can't.
So it's so big and it's so long.
It's
It's,
sort of-
halfway in the
it
pipe.
sort of folds in on itself a little bit and gets stuck.
In on it?
Honestly, I thought it was more common than it is, and what I'm finding out is that it's not.
Well, the thing is even if it is more common, I think a lot of people wouldn't admit to it, you know?
Well, I thought it was.
Glenn,
funny.
didn't you
I
destroy
thought
the
it was a funny
downstairs
time to
toilet in the
admit it.
office?
So like
No,
but like how thick is the shit?
Like this must like that.
Well, I'm
is
gonna,
it
be,
like
I'm,
that?
I'm gonna be real with you boys. My attention was making sure that the pipes were fine. You know, making sure the water would go down.
Yeah, but why your hand? Why not like like the toilet brush or like a glove?
Yeah.
or like, I
I
don't know.
shit on the
anything.
toilet brush.
Plunger.
That's what
Yeah,
it's
but
for.
you can just rinse that thing off afterwards.
Wait, I don't know how to rinse that.
Like that
I'll
thing
wash
is
my hands
supposed to
there.
touch shit.
Put it in the toilet and flush the toilet and then just let
Do you know
it
have a
rinse it.
plunger?
I fucking know, like.
I have.
Although the
some-
plunger will only work if
I thought the plunger.
the
I thought
shit
I
is
thought the
under-
plunger is supposed to like. Yeah, no,
the plunger's just for unblocking.
it doesn't work the way that you think it would.
The
I-
duality of shit, by the way.
I
Is like
wish
one
him-
person
Sorry,
going
Chad.
after it, the next one's
As
deadly
time
sweet
goes
after.
on with this conversation, the more it makes me think I kind of wish.
Nah,
I-
Stan, it's not. It's not.
No,
No,
it's
Stan is
amazing.
funny as fuck.
It's so funny.
It's not that bad, right? Because I wish Josh was here to tell this story, right? Because
He does
and-
monstrous shits, doesn't he?
No, what? There's a guy who's doing work, right?
Yeah.
And I can't obviously names or whatever, right? But he was legendary for his shits, right? That's where I get the saying from: 3 shits a day is the well-balanced way, because that's how much you shit, right? So we were in there, right? And one day we had one toilet didn't work, right?
Yeah.
And they get a plumber out, right? And I'm not bullshit when I says Josh should back me up on this, right? The plumber's there, comes in, and he's calling us all in. We're like, what's going on? There was about a good 12 to 15 inches of solid shit in a pipe from this guy shitting so much. Had to cut the pipe out They couldn't get it to move, and literally got a whole new pipe section because this guy shit that much, like. And I'm not bullshitting. Like, Josh can back me up on this, right? That's why he fucking the legend of shit of the office, because he shit so much he literally caused about 12 to 15 inch of just backed up shit.
So 12 to 15 inches, fully packed pipe
Yes.
shit.
Yeah.
My God.
And it was mostly because he literally shit 3 times a day in that toilet. All the time. And he's a guy that one time a maintenance worker refused to go in the toilet after he'd had a shit. It smelled that bad. And the admin in our office said they seen the guy open the door and go like that and have to walk out to get air. Like, and
Did you just say 12 inches?
yeah, 12
Yeah.
to 15 inches, just
I
solid
just had
shit
to
in a pipe.
convert that.
30 centimeters.
30 centimeters of what?
What's Dale done?
We'll find out now when he puts the message.
I think Dale might do the same.
Glenn, have you
thing.
ever clogged the toilet with your shit?
No.
No, same.
Well, I'm sorry.
I've done it outside, right? Where back in the day before I stopped looking at my shits before you start laughing, Kate will tell you, like, I used to
Dale.
sometimes like you get public toilets with shit, like
Yeah.
drainage. Every time I've blocked them, I've just walked out. I don't try to clear it. I've done it at a cinema once, and I've done it at Trenchard Street in Bristol, if people know that, and I've done it in Cardiff Capital Centre. I've blocked toilets there.
They've probably been looking for
I
one
once-
this whole
yeah,
time.
Right, this is. Oh, I scrolled up.
It's gone too.
I'll
far.
get
No,
you
I know
now.
he's talking about.
Yeah,
he
go on.
swallowed a marble, and the way to check it is because it happened to my brother. 'Cause he swallowed a penny. You've got to cut your shits up to check to make sure it's actually been shit out. So you have to like cut your shit up to make sure that you've actually.
I mean, that's not what Dale did, though, right?
He said, I once
You're
swallowed...
making out he
He said, I once swallowed a marble, then took a shit, and the audible sound of the marble hitting the porcelain bowl was the most satisfying sound ever.
Oh my god!
That's what I mean. I just wanted
I
to
can feel
clarify that Dale did not cut his shit.
I can see how that would be satisfying, though. 100%.
Just that.
And by the way,
You know Dale
shit
would
when you
love
told
that.
your
Though.
story.
He's
I saw a lot of people say, like, I have to clear things up, right?
No, wait,
I am a
Stan,
bit
there
of
was
a
one
neat
comment.
freak. I am not leaving shit on my hands. I will clean them
Hang on.
so much.
He did say he didn't. You don't get shit on your hands. He wrapped it in toilet paper.
I,
So it's
I
fine.
wrapped it up a good chunk, right? There's toilet water, sure, but that means
love
I'm
it.
spending an extra bit at the sink, making sure that they are clean and they are cold afterwards.
You
for
still
that
get
factor.
fecal matter on your
there'll
hands
be a
from the
tiny
water.
bit, sure, but I'm not going to go
A
eat
lot.
food then after that. And I'm not going to do... I make sure, they're thoroughly clean. I'm not stupid.
You must have some monstrous shits.
I used to.
It's still
Not as
like,
much
it's
now.
See, I
It's
said
weird
this
that your
like Lord
first thought
Grimson in
was your
there.
hand.
What the nails are the ones? What if you just get a bit? I know you're going to clean thoroughly, right? That's my fault. That was my initial fault as well. What the guy said in the chat.
There was anything.
Look, Stan, I'm
you
not-
have to go under it.
I'm not going to judge you for it, Stan. I'm not going to judge you for
I'm
it,
not going to
right?
leave shit in my nails. That's stupid.
I'm not going to judge you for it, mate. I'm not going to fucking judge you for it, like.
But there was other things you could do. Like that toilet brush would have done the same thing.
Yeah, but I have absolutely no idea how I'm gonna. Because I have tried that before,
Yeah.
and it. I mean, I'm maybe inept at cleaning, but it just
Do you shit in the office?
no.
You go home and shit?
Yeah, because I'm too nervous to do that sort of thing. The only time I'll do poop in public is if like my bowels are not well, because I
That's fair. I
don't want
respect
to
that.
do that.
I want you sitting your own shitter, mate. That's respectable.
I can't do
Is that why your old house used to have 5 shitters, like?
that. 4
4 shitters!
4 toilets.
Four
It's
fucking
just how-
shitters, like?
It's just how it was built. It's just how it was built. There was
What
a-
with 4 shitters, mate?
yeah, one bathroom.
How many do you have in your house?
One suite.
3?
It's only one less.
Yeah, but 4 shitters, like.
we have two households basically in here, and we have 2 fucking toilets.
Well, I got 4 of mine.
Wait, you got what?
Yeah,
There's
there's
2 en suites.
the master bedroom one and an office one.
See, I can get with your one because you've got that extra floor at the top, don't you?
Yeah.
So I can get on board why you would have 4 because was your house over 2 or 3 stories?
Yeah, I can tell you exactly where the toilets were. There was
Right,
one,
that's
there
fair.
was-
Do you know,
there
I
was
think
one-
back what I
there was
said,
one- There was
right?
one downstairs. There was one in the bathroom upstairs. There's one in the ensuite upstairs, and there's one in the loft.
That's fair. That's fair. Right, I take back what I said, Stan. I apologise.
It's not. It's not like you turn a corner. Oh, that's where the 3 toilets are.
It's insane, mate. It's insane, right? Because I grew up, I only had 1 toilet in my house. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the older house, only you ever had 1 toilet. In Wales, right? It's common that the toilet in the bathroom used to be at the very back of the house, didn't it? So you go up to the valleys and stuff like that. A lot of the miners' cottages. It's so weird because their
to be
bathroom and
outside.
toilets right at the very back. So you have to walk through kitchens and all that after a shower and go up.
Yeah, but they used to be like at the end of the garden.
Yeah, I know that, but it's just weird. That's a very common feature. Like, you would never see that nowadays, would you?
There was one in the servant quarters too, right, Stan?
There's no servants, so, you know.
They're dead now.
All right.
Old meme.
We've got one more story that was actually sent in by someone from chat.
The long one.
I will say though, it is pretty long. But I'm sure Kai won't mind reading it.
Okay.
Just to say, actually no, it's fine. I've skimmed it, so I think it's legit. But
Okay. Many years ago, I worked in a dead-end retail job. I started as some stock boy, worked as a supervisor for a number of years. Then, in some attempt to get real working experience, I became the human resources associate for my store. Essentially doing all the HR work with the actual authority, with little actual authority. I was just a cog in the corporate machine. I did this HR job for just over a year, and this is the wildest thing that happened. Shortly after I was promoted, the company brought someone from another store in to replace me in my old supervisor position. Her name was Sarah, who seemed very sweet. It took her some time to figure out the ropes of the department, but 2 months into her being a supervisor, a string of bad luck starts happening with the department. One of our best guys was assaulted in his neighborhood and had to be in the hospital for months. We'll call him Andy. We all knew Andy lived in the not best part of town, and we sent him a nice card while he recovered. Then people in my old department started to either quit or tell me they wished I was back. I ended up finding out that Sarah was in an affair with one of her direct associates, who we'll call John. John was almost half of Sarah's age. Also, Sarah was married with kids. I only find this out because another associate comes to me in confidence. We ended up taking this straight to the HR manager I report to. Problem was, we didn't have definitive proof of the relationship, but everything was adding up since Sarah and John always happened to take their breaks at the same time when they're scheduled to be different. Another guy in the department, my friend, Bob, even tried to follow him out at lunch to catch them with no luck. Without definitive proof, our manager can't do shit. It becomes an open secret that Sarah and John are in an affair across my old department, and then the entire store. Eventually, everything stabilizes a bit. Everything goes back to normal for a while. And he comes back from recovering from the hospital as well and gets to enjoy the drama he missed out on. Then, of course, Sarah's husband finds out, and at first, he starts calling the store, calling me. This all culminates into him coming in the store when Sarah and John were both working. Bob was the first to realize it was Sarah's husband because the husband is clearly looking for John to start something. Bob and Andy both come to my office so we can get security and managers to know what's going on. Sarah's husband finds John in the store, argues with him, and punches John in the face, then leaves. John can't exactly tell why this happened without blowing his big secret. He gives some lame excuse about it just being some upset customer. You scroll down for me. This almost becomes too much for Sarah and John to bear. Both quit into a week of each other before our store did any more investigations into who punched John. Here's where the fun begins. When Bob saw that Sarah's husband was in the store, the first thing he did was grab Andy and come to my office. Why did he do this instead of finding a manager, security, or Sarah and John right away? Bob tells me afterwards that Sarah and John were not the first affair. It was Sarah and Andy. Andy was assaulted by Sarah's husband months earlier. Then while lover Andy is in hospital, Sarah begins an affair with John.
Bloody hell.
Bob was the only other guy who knew of the first affair, and when he saw Sarah's husband, he protected his friend who had already been assaulted. Andy personally confirms this to me and had proof the entire time with tech logs between him and Sarah. I like not to bring this up to the chain to protect Andy. The dude suffered enough, and the other parties had left the job. Well, she got...
The fuck?
So the original person that they said, you know, when they said there was problems in the department,
Yeah,
someone got beaten up.
yeah,
It was because of that was the original affair.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Looks like Sarah got around.
Wait, that is a fan story.
There, yeah.
Yeah.
Zamarok
Yes.
works in retail.
Well,
Zamarok
there's somebody in chat who asked me like 3 times in chat whether we already read stories today or not. So,
Here's your story.
Yeah, so this one was obviously sent into the Tavern email. So same thing. If you do have interesting stories, do send them in. Obviously, we can't promise we'll read them all, but if they're good ones, we'll read
What's
them.
the email?
The Tavern at saltraiders.com, right? I believe, yeah. So that one is quite ridiculous. I can't imagine, like, it's bad enough having an affair anyway, imagine having an affair that leads to someone getting beaten up, hospitalized, and then you're like,
Yeah, let's have another.
well, they're out of action. Fuck it, let's have another one.
Why did her husband stay with her though? Like he beats up the first guy, stays with her, then beats up the guy.
I
and still
mean-
stays with her.
I don't know. I guess it's different when kids are involved, right?
That's
I
probably
mean, at the
true.
end, like a lot of the times, people might try to stay together just for the sake of the kids. So it's hard to say in it.
There's so many of these affair stories nowadays, isn't there? Like, it seems to be very, very fucking common, like, you know.
Why don't you just leave your partner?
Oh, this is it. This is it. Why hurt people?
Yeah.
What's the point
It
of
seems
actually
like too
going
much
there and hurting?
effort. Imagine having
It
to
is,
keep
yeah.
a secret the entire time. Like I honestly I would be too lazy to cheat. Like
I mean, that's not
It's
exactly
too
a
much
bad thing
fucking
to be,
effort.
is it?
Do you? I was saying this to Kate the other night, right? And do you think monogamy, right, as a whole, in the next 50 years, like marriage relationships, won't be the same as what we think they are now, by like open relationships and stuff like that? Because I genuinely think the way the world's going, I think people are more open and more thing, and I don't think they see kind of like sex as like a couple type thing. And I genuinely I know people are going to say, "Oh, Rob again," but I'm just sitting saying, like, I think what we are defining as what a relationship is changing rapidly. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
but
Rob
like-
has a point, yeah.
It will
Definitely.
change, but it doesn't mean everyone is gonna
Oh,
change.
yeah.
So it'll rise and then it'll plateau somewhere.
Yeah. Because I just feel like this, but 30 years ago, this would obviously affairs happen, but it was always more hush hush. But people would seem to be in all types of open relationships and stuff.
I just feel like, if you're in a marriage with someone, right, and you don't want to split up because of the kids, you could at least just turn to your partner and go, I don't love you anymore. You should just fuck other people. Like, it'd
that
be
probably
that
does
simple.
happen,
But clearly that husband, or maybe he doesn't love her and he just felt some kind of like authority or like betrayal. But I don't know, just talk it over. Like, what's the point of staying in a loveless marriage? Just that's miserable.
Yeah.
And with kids.
But
I mean, it's
to be fair,
miserable with kids anyway.
I think you were right though, Rob. Like, I think it will definitely I think the perception already kind of like changes a little bit, where it's not like, I mean, if you look back 30, 40 years, if you would have told somebody, oh yeah, I'm in an open relationship, they would have probably fucking stoned you or some shit. And nowadays it's like, okay, in bigger cities, I don't think anybody cares anymore, really.
I don't think they care, and I think we are changing the society of what defines what a relationship is.
But you
Like,
don't hear much about
genuinely
adultery
don't.
anymore, do you?
Yeah. at
Like
least in the
people,
West,
people,
and,
if an actor was a long time ago, committing adultery, like that's it. They've sort of like lost their jobs. But now they're like, they're constantly cheating on each other, and it just becomes drama in magazines for a bit.
The
Yeah,
one-
if
the one
anything,
thing-
it's good for them because
one
they
thing
get the
that-
press, right?
Yeah.
Which is really bad. But
The one thing that I always think is true about a lot of these fucking relationships that happen less, right, is it's the person that has the affair always seems to come out better than the other person that doesn't have the affair, because obviously they lose the trust, don't they, and shit like that now. Do
yeah.
you get what I mean? So the person that had the affair is obviously wild, whatever, they don't care, and then the poor person that has to pick up the pieces, if you know what I mean, isn't going to trust anybody anymore, are they? Like, do you know what I mean? How could you? How could you trust somebody after that? Like,
Are you saying cheating hurts people?
No. What I'm saying, no. Cheating hurts people, but what I'm saying is, it's always the person that gets cheated on that seems to have it so shit. Whereas the person who has the affair, the person that commits it, just seem to like just knock off and move on so easy. Whereas the other person has
Cheat-
had their trust just fucking destroyed.
I mean, it depends on
Cheating
the
hurts
circle.
people, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I know that it hurts people, right? But what I'm just saying, it's the one part of the whole thing that I hate, and when people like take the piss out of affairs and stuff like that, they don't actually realize that what damage it does to people. Like, if you know what I mean.
It's not always that. Okay, the person who gets cheated on, was in case goes through that shit. But the person who cheated sometimes also hurts because they got caught and they can't keep their partner. They shouldn't have done it. It's the consequences of their own actions. But they don't walk away going, "Hey." Sometimes they're like, "I fucked up. I want to get their trust back. I'll never be able to get their trust back. I might cheat again though."
I know people
you
take the
might
piss
also
with
lose
Casey,
some
but I
friends, to be
genuinely mean
fair.
it. Like, I just genuinely hate the whole thing about it. Like, I hate the whole you cheat and then, you know, the person's left there to pick up pieces. I only say it because I grew up with my parents like that, if you're not with my dad doing that and stuff like that, you know, and I can see the effect it has on people, like, you know.
It does, yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying like I know it sounds like stupid, like, oh, cheating hurts, but I'm just saying like it's just more the aftermath. It's not just the people that's affected. It could be kids. It could be other people around it. It's insane, the chain reaction it can cause.
Larry has a point, by the way. Go back to the first "Am I an asshole?"
Hey, I said the person getting laid was
You
the
changed your tune now.
No. Wait a minute. Right, I still agree that person was just jealous that other person was getting fucking laid. Like that's why I still maintain that. That was my whole point with that post. Was I feel like that person was just fucking gutted she wasn't getting laid. Like,
Yeah, but what if they weren't jealous?
then why then go to make the hassle of it just to stop the noise?
Maybe the noise was annoying.
Some people get really annoyed. About noises at night. Some people can't sleep Rob, with that. Like they can't.
How easy is it for you to fall asleep, Rob?
The weird thing is, I have to sleep with noise. I can't sleep without noise on. I'm not.
I'm the same, to be fair.
I can't have silence in a room. I don't know.
If a tap is dripping, Ebbs cannot sleep.
I could sleep easy.
Now imagine the rhythmic motion of somebody getting fucked.
Yeah, what type of noise though? Like a constant noise or something?
I
that
could
you
listen.
kind of
Like I'll give an example. I used to listen to TV. I'd fall asleep with the TV on when I was a kid.
I used to
Yeah,
do that.
I still listen to music while falling asleep.
I
Otherwise, I
can't
won't
sleep
fall
with
asleep.
silence.
I could fall
can't.
asleep watching anime.
I can't do so. That's what I mean. The reverse. I don't think I've been in hotel rooms. I heard people fucking, and I've still fallen asleep. Don't bother me. Like
So I just read Dale's comment. I'm the same as Rob. I'm far more likely to fall asleep to the sound of clapping cheeks.
Yep, poor Daz.
Oh.
But that doesn't mean that
What's his
person's
cheeks
like
all
you,
about?
you know?
what?
Like,
I'm
it
not,
doesn't
I'm
mean
not saying it is. I'm not saying it is. But that person has obviously got an issue as well. Like
Yeah, but why are they
stalking
an
people on
arsehole?
social media.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah, the stalking was weird, but why does that make him an asshole?
I just think it's fucking weird. Like I don't know. That's just me stalking people, getting their whole personal information. That's fucking weird. Like.
Hey, she did the partner a favor.
Oh, that's fine. That's one. If that's what you. I'm just saying. Like, I still think she was jealous getting fucking the other person getting pumped.
So
What-
you
what if
just
she-
said, right? You
what if
just
she
said
wasn't
about
jealous?
cheating hurts and all that, right? So say you're
I'm gonna
getting
send people
no, but say
that-
you're no listen. Say
Right.
you're getting cheated on, right?
Yeah.
And then someone tracks you down on Facebook and tells you. You'd rather a world where they didn't tell you.
No, right. So I'm not.
Would-
anything
would
to
you
do
be
with the
like-
guy. That asshole question was nothing to do with the guy in the sense. It was to do with is she the asshole for ratting on because she got annoyed at the person having loud noise. That's how I looked at it. Right. I know what you're saying. Right. I don't give a shit. The guy's got caught. Right. It's more like I just felt like that woman just had a chip in her shoulder. Do you know what I mean?
Like, can you imagine, right?
Shit,
So, somebody approaches Rob, goes, I found out your partner's cheating on you. And Rob
Here's
goes,
the
you're an
thing,
asshole.
kids, here's the thing, right? Do you know how in depth you keep forgetting this? She literally made the note of his license plate. The first thing she thought was obviously she's cheating, therefore I'll get his license plate, and then I'll do a whole investigation to check to make sure. Oh, I seen this. That's creepy as fuck. You can't tell me somebody sitting there going into that meticulous detail, if you know what I mean, isn't fucking cheek fucking shit like.
Go to Cali. Oh, it's hard. It's not focused.
You can see it.
Oh,
You can see it. You can see it.
It's yeah. Well, that's actually. I don't have any more stories or anything. So, does anyone else have last thing you want to talk about before we end? Because we're pretty much coming up to an hour and a half. Nothing.
Must be something.
Anything specific you want to talk about?
No, I mean, we only really got, like-
It is live, so
Yeah.
if it's live, we could
What?
see if chat wants something.
Yeah,
specific.
yeah.
You got any like final questions, chat, before we stop? We can maybe answer
why
a couple.
does Valorant suck? Can we put that in the chat? Like?
You guys just gotta like.
'cause you're bad at
run
it.
Yeah.
There's obviously a delay in there, so they'll take time to come through if there's any.
God, I'd love a picture of Stan shit.
I think
Please
that
don't
was,
see that. Was it a random picture Stan putting in the SR chat of his shit?
I just want to see how monstrous they are.
Too shy to do that.
I think the Stan moment is the best part of the podcast today.
I disagree, but all right.
I can't really see anyone. What's
Well,
our
you-
opinion on the
well-
Overwatch thing? I don't even know what happened in Overwatch.
You'd have to be more
They
specific.
released it
Overwatch
to
has done
Steam.
a lot of things.
Oh yeah, it's
the
one of the most
recent one
lowest
is-
reviewed, isn't it?
9% dislike.
It is the lowest reviewed now. on Steam, I
9%
think.
likes.
All I can say is git fuck Blizzard. Release shit. Get shit.
We've had Steam has a
promise
little bit of an
false
issue with review bombing in general. Like
Well, it's
people are
not
just
review-
fucking.
I don't think it's entirely review bombing. People are expressing their feelings.
But do
they're
you
being
agree
lied
that
to.
like Overwatch is the most like the shittiest game on a platform?
No.
Like Blizzard lied, but like still Overwatch is not like the worst game ever.
I think you can
because of
poorly
it.
review it. Like you can poorly review a game, right? Say if somebody released a game and then released the same game and everyone review bombed it, like that would be a fine thing to do. To me, that feels exactly what Overwatch did. They just re-released the game promised some new
Yeah.
things were coming and never released them. May as well. Like, I mean, if that was their first game, people probably up for give it good reviews. But since it was just built on lies, yeah, they get what they give.
Well,
Fuck 'em.
one thing I seen Sam and Dale asking, Rob, do you think if your shoe's still there on the side of the road?
I wouldn't surprise me the way they clean highways. They probably still are there. If we say the stories have been told in the podcast anyway, I think
I know.
twice.
Probably more, maybe even more than twice. All right. I think that's a good time to end then. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to send any stories in or things for us to talk about, the tavern at saltraiders.com, you can email there and me and Sam will go for it and pick some stuff.
Yeah, tell us your embarrassing stories so that we can agree with you while Rob calls you an asshole.
Here's the
Basically.
thing, right? Do you know how when we do TGX, right? What I'll do, Dale, I think Sam's coming with us, right? That do you want to drive off of that junction and see if the shoes are actually still there? I'm more than happy to do because I'm thinking
remember
about
which one
live
it
streaming the
is?
drive up there. I'm thinking about live streaming the drive up TGX, how it goes, right? I know where the junction's Maidenhead it's the Maidenhead cut off. I know exactly where the cut off is.
I
It's
feel like
Ma-
the weather probably moved them.
I genuinely think they do clear the highway every so often. They cut back, don't they?
Yeah.
All the shrubbery, but it'd be fucking clash just to pull up to the junction and see like.
How long's it been?
Once the stream's over, I'll pin the email as a top comment so people can see.
We should put it in the about page.
Yeah, we'll put it there.
YouTube.
And yes, the podcast will be same time next weekend. Sam will be sorting that one out. I'm not sure who's going to be on there yet, but
I think is it not me, Josh, Keith, and Sam? Is it not? I
don't know.
wouldn't say what I think I know what it is about. Sam can say if he wants to.
okay. But either way, give or take 8 o'clock next Sunday. Come and tune in. There'll be another stream, and yeah, that's who's going to be on. Sam, Rob, Keith, and Josh.
Can we tell him what it's about, Sam? Because I'm so looking forward to it. By the way, like I legitimately can't wait for this one. Like.
So yeah.
I
All
want-
right.
right.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Catch you next weekend.
We're doing conspiracy
Thank you.
theories. Give us all your conspiracy theories.
Right,
Bye bye.
Tartaria.